this is a really serious episode right now.
Yeah,
It is.
you're welcome.
Do we want to talk about foreskin again, just to like bring the balance back? Or...
30 gigs is a lot, dude. I could download Scooby-Doo 900 Frights 30 times.
That's
Why
your
the
that's
fuck
your
would you do
barometer?
that?
That's really your barometer?
Yeah. That's like you never, when you're like buying something, you're never like, man, I could buy like 5 whole pizzas from Little Caesars. You ever did that?
No.
For what, like a 20
like pizza.
really? For like
Don't you like
Oh, that's
remember
right.
that like Nestani like famously hates pizza?
yeah, he's very famous.
But you don't have anything like that where you're like, man, if I could buy this one thing, or I could buy like 27 of this thing. You've never done that before?
No, I don't.
I could
don't
buy
like doing
one of
that.
this thing, or I could solve world hunger. You know?
Yeah. You could buy a
like,
Switch
oh,
too,
man.
but you could also buy like 100 bajillion pizzas.
Man, with this $20 bill, I could like, I don't know, buy 20
child.
Arizona iced teas, all right? Or I could solve 0.00000000001% of world hunger.
Add some more zeros in there.
How much?
True.
I mean, I think you should contribute your $20 to help like the national debt. You know,
I think
That'd
you
help a
should
lot.
contribute your $20 to my personal funds because I'm struggling over here.
Yeah. Damn.
Thank you for
That's
the
fair.
contribution to the Nestani Foundation.
Hashtag ad. Please subscribe now. Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. My name is Nestani.
I am Jaxler.
I'm DECosmic.
And I'm Coley.
Even though nobody
I had to match
asked, we
cosmic
delivered. I forgot to do the thing, so I did it after.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah,
We'll
that's
fix it in
fair.
post.
I back it.
But yeah, so I ran a little bit late to recording today, and I was hanging out in the Neopet server just trying to survive boredom a little bit because I've been
Bored
Omega
all the
spring
time.
cleaning. Yeah, no. Well, I mean, I was just mindlessly spring cleaning, so
It's
I've
summer.
been doing that
Sick.
since I woke up at like, yeah, I know. But I got up at like 10 o'clock this morning. And I've been like nonstop, just like to give you an idea of like how much more activity that I've been doing today than I'm used to. This insulin pump has been out of insulin since I woke up this morning, and I haven't had to put a new one on yet because like the residual coming off of that has just like continued to fuel me, which is a
damn.
little scary. But essentially, I'm kind of so y'all can't really see it on camera because I never have the camera pointed over that way. But I have basically a set of plastic shelves that I put like my stuff, like my PS2, my Xbox on, my computer, and like all the cables kind of get snaked through there as well. But I'm kind of reshaping and resetting it up to. It almost looks like a really shitty plastic like home entertainment system with like these two plastic shelves, and I'm gonna put this like little TV in the middle of it. Well, not little TV, but
Yeah, he
That's
has
the
money,
idea, so-
guys. It's gonna be a
No.
big TV.
no. Here's the crazy thing. I got this TV for free because
This
I
guy's
found it.
robbing stores on the side of the street.
Not robbing stores.
Robbing innocent people on the street, taking their TVs.
No, dude, it was fucking stupid. So somebody like literally, you know how like people will put out like furniture or like things like that that are
Yeah.
like broken that they'll like put next to the trash bin so that the trash person comes and takes a look at it. So I see this like TV box right next to like my neighbor's fucking trash bin, and I'm like, oh, they must have gotten a new TV and we're just tossing it out. So I just like bumped into the box as I was walking past, and there's a fucking TV on the inside of there. And it's not the one that was in the box. So clearly they got themselves a new TV and then just put the old one in the box and we're just going to get rid of it. And I'm like, it must be really... So, yeah, exactly. Why? So it's like, to say yoinking was an
Stole it.
understatement. I literally just carried
stole
it into
it.
my house. Yeah, exactly.
You
I stole
didn't
it.
ask, of course.
Yeah, no, I did not ask.
Okay, yeah,
I
that's
mean,
good. Good
I gotta
start.
live up to the namesake. Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
gotta live up
hey.
to.
Jaxler, now the
Allegedly.
blackest person on the podcast. He's stealing. Let's go.
Allegedly took into my care. It also helps too that I roughly know most of the people in the neighborhood, so they know I'm cool. So it's like not the end of the world. Anyway, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
But I was just going to investigate it, and then if it was still like if there was something like that drastically wrong with it, like the screen was broken or some shit, I just would have put it back and let them throw it out, right? Turns out there's pretty much, other than like dust, like there's nothing wrong with it. I think the reason they got rid of it is like the stand was like broken, so they couldn't. But to me, that's also still insane because you can just get like an aftermarket stand to like mount.
No, we just buy a new one, bro. I don't know what you're on.
That's what I'm fucking saying.
Give me another one. I'm rolling.
So I'm like, okay, no, because it was very clearly they were trying to trash this because they put it in front of the trash can.
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that,
and
man.
I know. But like here's the thing. It was either gonna be me or the guy who was grabbing the trash because like they put this TV box in front of the trash can specifically because the trash trucks that come around, they have those like grabber arms that like pick up and put the can in. No. So they were trying to block the trash can with that so that it would have gotten taken away. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with it?
Did you even
like,
check if it was bugged or anything? Like, did they put a
it works
microphone
great.
inside it? No, I mean like no. I'm talking about like they put a microphone. Maybe they're like, this fucking weird, like this fucking neighbor, like what is going on inside his house or whatever?
I don't think they're smart enough to do that.
Let's get a little bait right here.
Yeah, no.
You don't think so?
No.
If they're dumb enough, they're just like...
Have you seen your YouTube comments? People are really dumb.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't escape.
You know what? You're right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought people were smart. But
yeah,
I don't know, man. I've watched Phineas and Ferb, and I would never guess if Perry was Agent P.
I think you were losing water weight, Cole.
I'm pushing P.
Fuck you,
dude.
That's
balance board on not carpet, man. I think the carpet might be the reason the balance board is up.
God damn it.
How do you just continue to have awful commenters and viewers and shit? Like, I don't understand.
Because apparently I attract the fucking weirdos.
Well, you're not like Scooby-Doo videos, man. Like, what the fuck are you wanting? Like, are you wanting you expecting these people to be normal, prish posh? Like, oh wow,
yeah, I think the same thing happened with like SpongeBob content creators too, for what it's worth.
They're all like 12. They're viewers. Yeah.
Well, it's also SpongeBob.
Yeah, because the problem with like cartoons and cartoon games is people base their entire personalities around that, and when they base their personalities around that specifically, it is the worst kind of cringe. That's been a problem in the SpongeBob community for like the longest fucking time.
I get bad comments on We Fit. Who the fuck?
I mean,
like, what does that have to do with anything?
The generation that grew up with the Wii is like our age or slightly younger. You got to remember that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like here's the thing is I say something in the video, they get pissed off at me. And then like, I don't say anything in the video and they get pissed off at me.
Welcome to the internet.
Like what the ability to speak therefore just automatically gets me under some kind of fucking fire. And I'm like,
he's figured it out, ladies and gentlemen. He's figured out what it's like to actually be a content creator. Nothing you say fucking matters. Yep. They don't give a shit. They're just.
I'm just surprised it's happened.
Let's go.
I'm just surprised it's happened this quickly. Like considering.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Well, have you seen the content? It's really good, so of course it's gonna happen.
No, it's great content. Don't get me wrong, but I'm like, it doesn't have. You're not like fucking Ludwig yet. You're not like crazy fucking big to warrant like.
You just said you're not Ludwig.
That level of toxicity that quickly. You know what I mean?
It's actually crazy because I'm already. I was freaking out about this at the gym today.
Ooh,
which I never freak out in the gym. Like usually the gym is where I just don't even really think about anything. But like
besides that one girl like in the corner with a fatty.
Which understandable at that point.
I love the diverse reactions from all three of you there.
I just feel like I missed a story at some point. But
what story?
Anyway,
there's no story. There's always a girl with a fatty at the gym. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, fair enough. You're just talking about like an archetype sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, the archetype.
You know what the worst part is like there's like benches and then like a mirror where the dumbbells are at my gym. which makes sense. And then behind those benches are like machines and stuff to use. And so like it's the worst thing is like when I'm using a machine and then there's like a very respectable and beautiful woman in front of me wearing the tightest pants in the world.
W pants.
And I'm like, I can't look. Like I literally do everything with
can't
my
look.
eyes closed. I'm gonna turn to stone if I look at that.
Just
bro.
like see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil.
Yeah.
Turn to
It's just
stone
like-
is crazy.
like it's like
He just starts benching.
You met Medusa? Fuck.
that's what I'm saying, bro.
You
That's
good
what
over there, man? Like, God,
No,
damn,
I'm
this guy
clearly
can't
not.
stop.
like the TTS, bro.
He just starts
Cardiac arrest.
One,
In the gram. Anyway, but I'm really kind of concerned with like my digital footprint in a weird way. Like,
Oh yeah.
Why?
I don't know, just because like I mean, if this YouTube thing doesn't work out, then I would like to put this stuff on a resume, but I also don't want to put this stuff like
On a resume.
On a resume.
exactly, because it's like,
Are we not good enough for you, Cole? Damn. Okay.
The video. Well, the video.
Well, he's not going to put us on the resume because we don't pull like that. He's going to put his own videos. You know?
Honestly,
That's
it kind
true,
of
yeah.
really depends on
Liability
whatever I'm
your resume.
applying
Let's
for.
just be very clear about that.
It probably would have. Well, actually, yeah, maybe I shouldn't share this because, like, I've said on the podcast that I don't know if I'm circumcised, and I really don't want my employer to like know that about me. Like, they don't need to know that.
I mean, it might get you the
yes
job.
or no question.
Maybe
Depending on who's
maybe they'd be
hiring,
like,
yeah.
dude, I don't know either. Finally, somebody. Anyway, but I don't know. I'm just like, what?
You said a funny joke and I laughed, Cole. What do you mean, what?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
What are you talking about?
I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm out of it right now.
Well,
I
I'm not
streamed
allowed to
for, like,
laugh on this
300,000
goddamn
years.
podcast? Or I'm not laughing for the rest of the
No,
podcast?
this is a serious like murder drama podcast. Yeah. So.
Okay.
True crime.
Like,
Streets of
but
Tennessee.
I don't know, just like the fact that these videos exist and that I've been streaming a lot and there's like a bunch of clips on the internet and like, I don't know, for some reason it kind of just like, it freaks me out a little bit. Like, even though I've technically done nothing wrong. You know what I mean?
Yet.
Like, I'm a good person, but it's
Well-
like, maybe it's not like professional, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just
Whatever
a
you
goofy
wanna tell
guy
yourself,
on the
yeah.
internet, and I don't know if a businessman would be like, I want to hire a goofy guy. Not that I would act that way in my job anyway, you know? Like,
That's what somebody who would act that way in their job would say.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're really kind of burying the lead
Okay,
here.
I have never asked my employer if they're circumcised, for one, so I don't act that way.
Yet.
Yeah, no
is kind of
employer's
in
gonna
hell.
ask you if you're circumcised.
And that's
true.
great. But what I'm saying is
they're
that
gonna know the
I just,
answer.
I don't know.
So they don't have
Because
to
I've
ask
heard
you.
like horror stories. I've just heard horror stories
stories?
and stuff about the digital footprint, and I'm like,
Are they gonna say about
Oh.
circumcision? And I'm like,
well, well, I mean, that kind of,
I mean, I have my own horror
you're
story
gonna-
in that regard.
yeah.
I have my own horror story.
They don't even ask, bro. They just kind of do it. Isn't that fucked up? You don't have a choice
Yeah.
when you're a kid. Yeah, it's messed up.
True.
Yeah, childhood genital mutilation. You know, good vibes.
W.
I will say that I suppose the other side of this coin, right, is like professional comedians. There are a lot of them that say like some pretty dicey stuff, whether or not it's, you know, in good faith.
Yo, let's go Dave
right?
Chappelle.
So they are banking on, I guess, either that working out, but I mean, when they give like whoever records the set the permission to like post it, they are just, and there are some of them that just have normal jobs, like Amy Silverberg. Her job is she teaches writing at a university, and she, you know, has sets up where she's talked about some very funny and inappropriate stuff that's happened.
Her students have
in the
wrote.
course
Yeah, I
of-
remember that.
Yeah, she, like, one of her students wrote about I forget, like, but he basically wrote like a fanfic of sleeping with her, but under like he used it. He
I've
used it.
seen
He
that.
used
video.
he used a different name, and she was just like,
Honestly,
you know, she
so
gets
valid.
she goes through like this whole setup, and then she's like, B+, you know, or whatever, and that's the punchline.
Yeah.
But like she's banking on that being okay, you know, like she's banking on that, like her employer understanding this is like a comedy set instead of like my actual opinion of these things.
Yeah.
So
I think it also is kind of different depending on like the style of content you do, because a lot of people view like YouTube and Twitch as like, this is like you as a person, when like
reality
90% of the time it isn't that at all. Like,
no one is really who they truly are on the internet.
No, especially
the introduction of a camera. The introduction of a camera to the to any scenario does add like another layer to the interaction. So
like an onion,
you know.
Yeah. But
like an onion.
I don't know.
It's
just got. It's.
So I guess my question is this then, Cole? What frightens you more about your digital footprint? The possible effects or the permanence?
Or the fact that you're a white man on the internet?
Well, that's not going to affect it negatively at all.
True. That's a W, actually.
I guess
both,
being honestly.
Both? That's not a word.
Well, this is why I phrased the question as what frightens you more?
Oh,
he did say more.
My bad.
Because both frighten you,
white men trying to option select with option C.
Yep.
No, dude, doesn't work like this.
I just want to say, Cosmic, that I really wanted to laugh at that joke, but I can't because this is a serious podcast and I can't laugh.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
I guess
Nestani taking my my spot on the podcast this episode.
I guess I fear the effects more, because I feel like
reverb or like distortion, or what kind of effects?
Like the effects of my digital footprint.
Well, I would say that you feel the potential effects of it more, because
well, that's,
to kind of put it bluntly, are you applying to jobs right now, or are you trying to make YouTube work?
I'm trying to make YouTube work right now, but I've made, like, back in August of 2024, I made a deal with myself where it's like, I'm gonna not with the devil. It was like
all YouTubers make a deal with the devil.
Like some,
it's just how it works.
The devil was busy. I had to like contact somebody else. Anyway,
you had to make you talk to his fucking supervisor.
Yeah,
talk to the secretary,
the manager. Yeah,
did you
manager
Karen the devil?
Would you? Wait, what?
Did you Karen? Did you demand to see the manager of hell?
I guess so.
Is that just Cerberus?
What can you do? I'm a busy
man.
I guess.
You know? So they did
Cerberus. He's a nasty dog. I was waiting in the waiting
room.
And
I don't know, man. Cerberus and I are kind of chill. I walk into hell. I'm just like, "What's up, big dog?" Pound it, and then I just keep going about my business. All in a row, dude. That's how it goes.
They started.
You clearly haven't seen the puppy skin and Smite of Cerberus. It's adorable.
You say puppy skin?
Yeah, Cerberus is in Smite, and he has a puppy skin where he looks like a little puppy.
Oh.
And it's cute.
I see. Okay. I didn't realize you were talking about a video game for a second. I thought you were talking about his puppy skin.
Well, yeah, Smite isn't really a video game. People have been saying it, so.
True.
But Smite 2 is a video game.
I forgot what were we talking about before?
I don't know.
We're talking about digital
I was saying. Well, so I was saying, like, you're not applying to jobs right now, so you're not feeling the effects.
Right. So like, but
right
so
now.
I made myself. I made a bet with myself in August of 2024 to be like, work on this for a year, and if there's something going on by that point that is either like close to sustainable enough or sustainable, then go for it.
Mm-hmm.
But if not, then like still do it on the side, but like get like at least like a part-time job or something. And so that date is coming up. So like, I already know that based on the current, like my current schedule right now, it's like, okay, I'm going to probably release this Nuzlocke video in July. Like I would assume that I would beat this thing this month, but then next month I'll post the video and then like copium. So then it's like, okay, well August is going to show up. And so this is probably going to be my second to last or last video until I'm going to have to like be like, all right, I can't afford to like, unless that video somehow shows results, which I'm not going to like,
Cole,
I don't want to have the expectation. I don't care.
Okay. I'm just saying. You're
I could
22
die
and you're
tomorrow.
already successul. Like, I think you just keep it going, man.
I'm not successful. I mean, I'm not at the level yet, but I've reached checkpoints. I haven't reached the goal.
I'm not successful. I just have a couple videos with like over 100,000 views. You know, that's like nothing on YouTube, actually. You know,
that's not what I'm not trying to say it like that. But you know, it's like I don't know.
Well, then what are you saying?
I'm saying that like just because I have these great views and stuff, it's like I still need to like think about a little more my future more conservatively. Like, you know, I'm using my savings right now, and sure, I've made some money from this, but it's not like a livable income kind of thing. Like,
is your RPM not there yet?
Well, I mean, like, I could tell you guys how much I made off the Wii Fit video, like privately. I don't really feel comfortable addressing it.
You can just do it here, and I'll bleep it on God.
Okay, so in the Wii Fit video, I made around like from that video.
It's pretty
solid.
solid.
So like if I could do that every month, that is basically like I could
that's more than what I make per month. So
yeah,
that's more than what I make per month.
The problem is though is that video took 4 months to make, technically.
That make
right.
I can see what you mean.
Counting the recording, and then like I was making a video in the meantime, but it didn't get released until whenever, you know, a month ago now. So like,
and the problem there,
it's racing against the clock.
I think what I'm getting at is just that like I don't think a year is enough of time for you to be a full-time content creator and like be making a bunch of money. Like I don't think you're gonna.
I mean, even just giving yourself an accurate assessment.
Like I don't think that's a realistic thing. My thing is because you said the other half of like close, if you're not close to it, and I would argue that you're pretty damn close to at least a part-time salary right now, right? And so it's just like, because to my knowledge, you correct me if I'm wrong, but your parents seem like they're cool with you living at home, right? Unless you don't want to live at home, in which case that changes my whole sentence that I'm about to say.
That changes a lot.
Sure. If you're cool with living at home, you can realistically sustain this for like another year, 2 years. You know what I mean? 3 years, honestly. You can sustain it. I'm still living at home. I'm 26. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Granted, I like my folks. I like my family. You know what I mean? And I don't really. Well, recently I kind of want to move, but like I haven't really wanted to move out like ever, right? And so it's just like, which is my thing is like, if you had like no success, let's say, like if you like maybe cracked 10K once with all your videos, but like more often than not, you have hit like above like 50, like 80K actually, right? Like most of your videos are like 80K or higher, with the exception of like the speedrun video that was done and the Spyro video, right? Everything else has done relatively well, right? And like even though it's not doing well
Dog Island was done too.
Like sure, Dog Island, Meg Dance, but even though it's like not doing well like monetarily, you're still getting a bunch of views and a bunch of traction, right? And so I think you're building, right? Which is why I don't think that you should just like fucking. I think here's my thing. Getting a part-time job is like the worst fucking thing you could do right now, and I would literally punch you in the face if I knew you IRL and you said, hey, I want to get a part-time job after I've been super fucking successful pouring my heart and soul into this thing that I love to do, and now I just want to give up on the thing that I love to do to go fucking work at fucking the Regal Cinema. Like, nigga, what are you talking about?
Okay, I wasn't gonna work at the cinema again, but no, I guess I get what you're saying. I don't know, but it's like, sort of like
if you were streaming on Twitch to 2 viewers, sure, man, but you're not. You're nowhere near there. Like you're nowhere at the bottom. Like I don't know. Like I get it that you're in it, so it's hard for you to see it. But like you're on a good fucking upward. You're on a crazy upward path. I would argue, not just a good upward path.
Yeah,
it's a crazy upward path.
Also. To harken back to like an earlier episode too, where I've talked about my regrets with my life, is that
Walgreens.
I had the same.
This is a serious. I can't.
You can
laugh.
Go ahead and laugh.
Nope. Cole said this is a serious podcast. I'm not allowed.
All right. do you want me to get rid of the seriousness? Do you want me to expel it?
No.
I'll here's
just
the thing: is
the whole
that
podcast. I think honestly, people would do better without listening to me laugh. I think the podcast listeners have had enough.
For at least this episode, yeah.
See, that statement would have been funny if I got to laugh afterwards, but now you just think I'm sad.
He's having such a hard time holding it
Holy
in, dude.
Shit. Wow, what a weird.
It's because I think I'm really funny, guys, and I love to laugh at my own jokes, you know.
So
Wow.
And now
What
I
I
just
will
sound
say
like I'm
too-
pretentious. Because I just said that I love my own jokes and I think I'm really funny.
Oh, you just sound like it, is what you're saying.
Yeah. I'm definitely not pretentious at all.
TPQ, KGKT.
KGKT.
So
Oh, we've got what the hell?
Where the hell
So
are we?
anyway-
Where did that come from?
so anyway,
pivot?
but I wanted to see if I could crack him that way. So anyway,
Okay.
No, I'll just
What I will
recite the
say-
TTS if you say that. I don't need to laugh.
fair enough, fair. Look, I had to check the waters, man. So again, what I'll say, Coley, is that I spent my entire 20s being worried about my 30s, and now I'm spending a lot of my 30s going, man, that was real fucking dumb, worrying about that shit my entire 20s. So I would hate to see a homie go through that same thing when I am like a living testimony as to like, don't play shit too safe. Because then you end up being at a job that you don't like for 10 years because you have consistent income. You know,
At least Zendaya
It
showed
is-
up to your Walgreens though.
That's true. Yeah. Shame about not getting your number, but I wasn't feeling it. So
Yeah. Sometimes Zendaya just doesn't
I
hit.
almost got him, dude.
Sometimes Zendaya just doesn't hit, guys. I don't know.
True. So it's like, yeah. I mean, again,
Can I ask-
the thing too is that like, even if you crash and burn, at least you've cast a light somewhere from the flames. So
Ooh, that's a
You know,
bar.
if
I'm
you-
stealing
That
that.
was deep.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
forget
that
that.
was
Actually, I'm
really
not gonna
deep.
steal it. It's too many words for me to remember.
you'll remember it once you go over to edit the podcast, unless you just hit it with the old scrubberino.
How long are we in? We're 27 minutes and I'm no longer listening.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
So we can
So
wait. Can we just
anyway.
say anything we want up to future Nestani and you just won't hear it?
Pretty much, yeah. Because I pretty much
okay.
because I'm changing the way I edit so that I actually edit for like the first like 15 minutes of the podcast, and then after that I'm just throwing it out the window because no one's actually watching, and if they're still watching, they don't really care about the camera movement at that point, and I need the time to do clips and shorts.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
Oh. So wait, that means like
I'm being
if
more
you
efficient with
aren't
my
in an
time.
episode,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, so like
Which,
if you weren't in an episode, we could like just say things about you, and you probably would never know.
Yeah,
If-
but I'm
if
always
we
here,
talk-
so and if I'm not in the episode, then I'll actually
Yeah,
have to
that's pretty
watch
rare.
it in case they're like,
Yeah, then he
hey,
has
we need to
to-
cut this thing out or
Oh.
whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like we
Yeah,
did with the
so,
GQ episode.
unfortunately,
he did watch
I
that whole
have
A
to
thing.
funny
watch the
bit
ones
could
I'm
have
not there,
been
yeah.
born.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm
Darn.
too anal about like actually being on top of everything. Fortunately, I do anal too much.
True.
Anyway, go ahead with your
Yeah,
anal story,
fair.
Cosmic. I mean, your
Well, I was gonna ask what Cole's question was then.
oh, okay, yeah. What's
What do
your
you
anal
mean?
question, Cole?
All right. So when you first had anal, you were what, 30? No, I'm just joking. What did you say? Like you said that you were afraid of your 30s. Like, can I ask what that meant?
Basically, I was afraid of getting older. I was afraid of like not having a plan, and then I realized that I don't have a plan, and I was like pretty much just too afraid of failure, so I just did nothing. It's sort of like when they had two computer controlled teams play like Unreal Tournament or Quake for 20 years, and then they came back to this server like 20 years later, and in order to maximize not losing, the players were just standing still, which is what I
remember.
did for like
yeah.
which is like what I did for like 10 years essentially. It's because like I wasn't failing, but I also wasn't getting a ton of places. You know, I was just standing still. And like for a minute, I was going to move the needle on something. And then, because like they put me in training to be a like an assistant manager. And I was like, all right, you know, I guess I'll just do this. And then they eliminated that position except for like at 3 different stores or whatever. So I went into like a lateral position, and then that was when I decided
Hit him with
like
the
I'm
lateral
fucking done with
movement.
this. Yeah, and so in the last like 2 or 3 years since I've quit Walgreens, my pay has gone up like 30% or something from
W.
what I was making there, or
And you're
actually
also
maybe
probably
more
just
like
happier not working
probably
at
closer to
Walgreens.
50%. Yeah, exactly, Jax. Like I'm getting to use more of my brain, which is a big one. I'm not like on my feet all day. I mean, that ended up with me gaining a bunch of weight and then having to lose it all back pretty much But now I'm actually like probably as like light as I was in my early, like when I was your age, basically, because
Back in my day.
It's crazy
exactly.
to see like the first episode and then like today,
Yeah.
like it's pretty great. Like it's pretty
Yeah.
incredible.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah, you've done some good work.
And it's really,
Your booty
it's
looking
because
good.
I finally like had the mental clarity from not being like beaten down by that job all the time. It took me like 2 years of being like comfortable in liking the current field that I'm in to then be like, well, maybe Cosmic, you shouldn't sit on your ass all the time and eat junk food when you're not being active at work anymore, you know? But I was enjoying going to work every day. I was gaining weight and spending too much money while doing so.
I also enjoy eating
but-
Krispy Kreme donuts.
Bro, don't even get me fucking started on all
Dude,
the
I ate a lot
fucking
of- I
sweets.
actually ate some donut
Sweets I
place this
had in
weekend, yeah.
22. You ate some
I hate you
holes.
so much. I want holes.
Wish
so
I could
bad.
eat some holes,
I want
but
holes so
it's
bad.
it's a dry
When did we
dating
start
game out
talking
there.
about holes?
But anyway.
I got confused.
Donut holes.
Any hole havers in the comments?
Any hole in
I think that's just everybody in the comments.
Yeah, comment if you like holes.
I love holes.
Bro had to
The movie,
fucking
the Disney
breathe
movie.
for a minute there. Oh yeah, the Disney movie's good too. I like
Soundtrack's
that
good.
holes.
They
Yeah.
removed it from Spotify.
I don't even
and then
know
I think
what
they put it
that is.
back.
I've never heard of
Something
They
like that.
did? What the fuck, dude?
I think they put it
but
back.
yeah,
I don't
anyway,
know.
so-
it was drama.
So my point is, like, again, the rebound there, man, was insanely like a long time, and there's a lot that I had to unlearn from like my own like mental blockage, essentially, right? Like I experienced like a winter where I didn't have seasonal depression for the first time in like 10 years or some shit. You know,
That's pretty high.
it fucking blew my mind because I was so used to, and I would try to fight. Like there was points where I tried to fight it off some years, like really hard. Like I was taking St. John's wort and shit all the time too. A couple of years, and you cannot do shit about that sometimes. Like it just happened, and it fucked with me real hard. And now that I'm like, I don't like love my job, but I like it
It's a
enough,
job,
and I like the
right,
people that
yeah.
I'm around. Yeah. And
It's not
it
a
certainly
net
allows
negative.
me to live. Yeah, it certainly allows me to live better than what I was doing. But again, it took years and years to like get over the complacency, and I don't want to see that happen to people because like my generation was essentially lied to, right? That you go to college and you get a job and like everything's Gucci from there. By the time I went and did that, everything had scaled up like 120% in value. So shit is just not as worth as much as it is now, like anymore, you know? And wages are behind the times, but that's a whole different story.
I think also
We
just
gotta-
another thing that
we gotta
that
see a
Cosmic,
whole
like brought
fucking-
up holes. Another thing that Cosmic brought
True.
up, like literally like 2 weeks ago or a week or two ago, whenever we talked about like the whole like
I think so, yeah.
the Europe thing and how niggas in Europe just like don't do shit until they're like 35. You know, some of them are just like
Yeah.
fucking just dicking around doing nothing.
They're like, I'll figure it out, bro. Like,
yeah, and they're
that's what they
just
be
like
doing, yeah.
still figuring it out. I'm like, I think realistically, like, here's the thing: is I understand how you feel because
Yeah.
I felt that way. About 7 months ago, when I decided to lose $4,000, so I get what you're feeling. But I don't know, man. I think like you just got to look at it objectively and be like, you're killing it right now, right? And
Yeah.
I do think that it would be the fucking stupidest thing if you were like, let me get a part-time job. Like, nah, that's
Do I
just
really
not an
sound like
option.
that?
When you say that sentence, yeah, you sound that fucking stupid to me. Yes.
Okay. Damn.
Jesus. Yeah.
So, another question,
Answer,
Cosmic.
daily double.
So like when you're so okay
That's me.
for some context,
My bad.
like
How much money do you want to bet?
I don't really advertise this channel really that much, but I mean I have like a channel, it's called the Green Room, where I kind of just like, it's just like I play Wii Fit cycling for like a few minutes and I kind of just talk over it. And it's sort of like an online journal thing where I just post my thoughts or whatever. I kind of just made
Yeah.
it for me just to do it. And the most recent one I posted was about like running out of time and things like that. And so I'm kind of just curious because like I feel like I technically really don't like, I know what I want to do in life, I guess, but I don't know if that's like I want to live, ultimately I want to live like a fulfilling life, right?
Yeah.
But I've realized after a few years of saying that it's like, well, what, like I don't know what a fulfilling life
what
means
does that
to me.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I know it's not like even if I get YouTube to work, that isn't like, then I'll have a fulfilled life.
You'll have
it's
a fulfilled
like,
job,
no,
yeah.
like,
but not the other parts of the life.
yeah, exactly. And so like, obviously, I mean, I don't want to be married to my work or anything like that.
Well, I mean, you chose YouTube, so.
Well, then, but so I'm just kind of curious, like when you like were stuck in this complacency, what was sort of your process to get out of it?
Yeah,
or like,
what was your process step,
what was
bro,
the
when you were
thought
stuck?
process?
Well, first I pulled my head out of the dryer, you know.
Put your head out of the
It must be hard to do that
pull
with
my
how
head
big it
out.
is. There, I feel Jaxler slot there, you know.
Blue, dude. Hey,
Wow.
damn. But dude, I tell you what, by the way, like I used to like be some type of way about my hairline, and then I saw how much swag Deo Man has, and his shit is like more wrecked than mine. But that dude rocks the fuck out.
Dude,
with
it's
that
like his
hair.
hairline is
It's
trying to peel
bro,
off his body, but like
It's true. Yeah, Deo Man, he's a Spyro the Dragon runner.
Yeah.
That dude is unfathomably swagged out, and like this is the thing about social media, man, is that like they will tell you how to like they will never show you how to like rock who you are, right? They will just be like, oh, you don't have a great hairline, oh, just shave it all off, it'll look better. Like, nah, bro, like you just gotta rock your shit and just go with it. Like I'm gonna be changing up like a bunch of my fashion sense, basically, other than just like the old fucking white guy in his 30s t-shirt and jeans look, or t-shirt and basketball shorts look. And I'm just kind of like, wow, I feel fucking dumb for not doing this sooner, you know? And like when I was heavier, I was like buying a lot of like very simple clothes because I was like, oh, well, I guess I'll just buy this because I don't feel like buying, you know, like, because I was like trying to dress to cover up, you know, like what I saw as a problem with myself.
Yeah,
and there's a thing with like fashion where people do that a lot, especially in America. And like the guy named, who I think his name is Derek, he runs that website Dye Workwear, where you shouldn't be like dressing to cover up problems. You should just be dressing to make a statement, and then like your body type is kind of like secondary to basically the statement that you're trying to make. You should just choose like clothing that complements your body instead of trying to subvert it.
Or just choose what you like to wear, you know. You also don't have to
true.
yeah, that's why I
body.
wear shorts and a t-shirt, because I just I don't care. But that's
I mean, that's the thing too, is like I think it's fine to have simple styles, right? You know, like I think that even though I'm gonna probably be like hamming it up a little bit more sometimes, when I get home from work, I'm probably just gonna
That was
or
dog
chicken
shit.
it
I'm
up,
sorry for that one.
or
that was really
beef
bad,
in
dude.
it.
Yeah.
Or
blogging it.
or
jerking it.
Yeah, true. Okay, all right. I think we've lost the mojo here. But
Cole,
anyway,
what was the question you asked,
so,
by the way? I like completely forgot, because you asked Cosmic a question, and I don't know where we're going anymore. He's just talking about his hair and like how snatched he is again. I mean, I get it because he is, but like he just loves talking about it. It's crazy.
Well, because you talked about him getting stuck in the dryer with his big dome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
yes,
So,
yeah.
well, I mean, to be honest, a big thing was like, let me think here. I'm like trying to actually think about like when I really snapped. I think number one, like there was a breakup that happened that was like pretty devastating. And then it was also just kind of like, what's up?
He misses her so bad.
I mean, I haven't really thought about her in a while, but I hope she's doing well.
I love that for you.
Well, this is the thing, right? Is that like I would think about her all the time.
Sorry, Cole, you're not going to get your answer for another 5 minutes.
I would think about her all the time, and like I was like, I cannot stay complacent. I cannot just like think about this person that doesn't want to be with me all the time. I cannot remain at this job that is going nowhere, like fast, you know. And so it was
That's a lyric
either
from a song.
I
What
didn't know
song is
that. I don't doubt you, but I was just like, I got to do something at this point. Otherwise, like, I'm going to get to 40 and then just be dead. Like, just totally dead inside.
DNT
and just
Hourglass
like,
Architects.
there you go. I'm sure more people have used
Oh,
Going
for
Nowhere
sure.
Fast.
Yeah, but that's the one I know.
Like bars. But like, I mean, it really just started with me like calling in a favor from a friend and being like, yo, let me know if the place you work at is hiring. Cause like I wanted to at first like try and get into places like on my own merit. And then I was like, I think it was partially also realizing that like so many people that are worse people than me get into places from knowing people. Like, nah, dude, you're a good person, you know. Well, marginally, I'd say, at least, you know. You haven't killed anybody that I know of. You don't own any grenade launchers yet, so you know.
I'll get there.
But it's like, I believe in you.
I promise.
A couple of flamethrowers, yeah.
I promise you.
Yeah.
Revenge.
A couple of free grenades, yeah.
Like on
Flash
Shadow the
grenades,
Hedgehog.
mostly.
Dude,
Those
the
are
new
nice.
Wes Anderson movie's really good, by the way. That's from that.
What is it called?
It's called The Phoenician Scheme. I watched it this Sunday.
Oh,
It's
okay,
really good.
I need to watch that then.
But
they came
anyway.
out with a box set for him. But yeah, it was really just a whole lot of like pieces sort of interlaying and just being like, yeah, I think this is the end of the road. I think we're done here. I think we need to move on. And that's just kind of like, it's like, you know, the constant just depression, the breakup happening, getting up to go to a job that I didn't like for like 10 years. But let me put it this way, Cole. There's a lot of pieces to realizing your life is being unfulfilling, and there are an equal amount, if not more, to having a fulfilling life. So
Right.
realizing both of these things or coming to the conclusion that you are satisfied in life or dissatisfied in life, it's not ever really just going to be one thing that does this.
Right.
So
Yes.
it's like, if I had to point to one thing in particular that kind of like cascaded or like sped up the process, it was probably that breakup, which, I mean, love is one of the most powerful forces in the whole universe. So go figure. Right. But that's kind of one of those things.
True,
Yeah,
and Cosmic
I've
feels my love right now.
Wow. That was
Wrong way, but yeah, there we go.
Yeah, you got there.
That was hot.
I can't tell if Jaxler's
anyway.
disillusioned or disassociating.
Both.
Yeah,
both.
both definitely.
Bro's looking over at his TV and he's like,
I'm not looking over at my TV.
He's like,
but
so
allegedly,
bad right now.
He's like, oh man,
No.
this Hearthstone match is crazy.
No, I just, sometimes I feel like I just don't have anything to say that hasn't already been
that's fair.
said, and I'm not
that's
gonna
fair. Yeah.
perpetuate
And he's
the
not
cycle.
going to be
But it's
Nestani
like,
and just say some bullshit every 30 seconds.
yeah, but I also get where kind of I'm in a similar position where I'm very much I'm about like a couple years more than a couple years older, but like where it's like I
he
don't
said he's
quite
a
know
boomer.
where I'm headed right now. I'm 27 now, and it's like
Yeah.
I went through the whole college thing and I did all of that, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm still kind of, I wouldn't say the same spot I was when I went to came back, but like, at the same time, it's like, I still don't have a lot of shit figured out. Let's be really
It's interesting because
going
you are
nowhere
both
fast.
you are both paralyzed by possibility in two very different ways.
Yeah.
Like
Bars. W analysis.
like Jaxler is the potential that Jaxler now has to live his life longer than he ever imagined
Yeah.
is like probably paralyzing to some degree. And Cole, who sees like he's like Icarus, right? Just reaching, and he's like nearly there, but he goes, what if I burn myself? I don't want to do that, so maybe I'll just, but he's right there. He can touch it.
Yeah.
If he just goes a little further, but what if I burn myself? It's two very different, like,
It's funny you mentioned that
ways
too,
to
and
hold
I've talked-
yourself back.
Obviously, you know that because I talked about that before. But like, I think
Yeah.
like a bigger reason for why I went to school, or that I'd like to admit, is that I wanted to say I graduated college before I died. or that,
Yeah.
you know, I was the first person in my family to get a graduate degree before I died, you know? And now, you know, that's, I mean, a part of it has been figuring out what it is I want to do, but also part of it is what can I do? Because, you know, in some ways, even though I think I'm going to live a long time, like physically in terms of day to day, it's still pretty tough and limited. So it's, you know,
Absolutely.
Cause like I've had a very productive day cleaning house, right? But tomorrow it might just be a fucking wash, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to push the needle, but I don't know, just some, you know,
As long as you're just nudging it forward, it doesn't matter, man.
Exactly.
As long as you're doing
and
anything.
some people the struggle for moving the needle is kind of like internal mental blocks, but for some of it is physical for me. And so that's kind of like, you know, PT I've been doing consistently every week, but it's like, you know, and I've been trying to push that
Not to
needle,
be
but it
confused
doesn't.
with PT, the Jiki person. He's not doing PT.
No. Nope.
Okay.
I don't know if people would appreciate that joke, but I thought it was really
I don't think
funny,
she
and I
would.
can't laugh. But
Yeah.
it was really, it was really.
But
good.
like, you know, it's like you know, in some way, it's not like I know what my problems are, and I'm trying to push the needle, but sometimes it just isn't like PT. Like in some ways, like it's getting better. In some ways, it's getting worse in some areas. And then, you know, I'm trying new meds.
The thing is that like you're trying, right? And so I consider trying pushing the needle. You don't have to fucking do it every day, every second of every day.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Like if you have physical, like if you duck on a couple days, like whatever. As long as you're doing it overall and you're moving it overall, like over a span of like a month or 2 months, as long as you're making progress, that's moving the needle. Yeah. Right. And so I would say that you're doing that. Right. And so that's cool. Obviously, everyone always wants to do more. We all know how I feel about wanting to do more all the time. But like sometimes you just can't, and you just gotta just be like, all right,
hold that.
It's like you're fucking speed running like at the top of like a game, and you're practicing this one fucking trick, and you feel like you haven't gotten better in 4 weeks because you've been doing this stupid fucking thing for 4 weeks and you haven't gotten better at all. Yeah. But you're getting better because you're doing the thing, even though you don't feel it, right? And it's just like
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things too where like, I mean, it doesn't help that like people started calling like their age their level, and age is not a linear progression.
Dude.
Like leveling is
at DECosmic.
Yeah, people really do that? I've never heard of that.
That was a thing on.
You're not
that
on
was
the
a
internet.
thing on social.
Understood.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's definitely a thing on the internet.
Oh,
absolutely.
That's
people calling themselves like
stupid. So like I'm level 22 because I'm 22.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well,
yeah,
no, you're actually not level 22. You're actually Taylor Swift this year. Oh no, man, I'm 22.
And then when you're 23, you're gonna be Blink 182. Nobody likes you when you're 23.
No,
et cetera, et cetera.
No, they don't have that pull. When you're 23, you're back to level 23. Only Taylor Swift has enough pull. Only Taylor Swift has enough pull.
Blink 182 doesn't have pull, dude.
No,
come on.
Like
that's just not true, bro.
The cap.
Not
like Taylor Swift.
The pull.
Not like Taylor Swift.
Twist
but
is crazy.
So you're saying that the gravitational pull of Taylor Swift just pulls you back to 22?
No, but when you are 22, you're no longer level. So like you hit level 21, and then you go.
But what about when you're 23?
Swift, and then you're back to level 23. Yeah, but 22 is Taylor Swift. There's no level 22.
Yeah, but 23.
It's just Taylor Swift.
But
she
but
took
23.
You're like Jake the dog explaining like the tiers of love, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what's a tier 15?
Not
we don't talk about tier 15.
Teardrops on her guitar? Your guitar?
All right, we're done.
That's a Taylor Swift song. It's something like that. Someone knows. There's one Swiftie in chat that's like, oh my God, I love that song.
So what's the point of the level thing, though? Like, why call yourself
it's
like
just
level
quirky.
22?
It's just a fun, quirky thing
it's
for
fun.
Yeah,
millennials.
exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
They're quirky fun and not like the other girls.
Wait, so why don't we don't like that? Am I supposed to hate it?
I don't like it.
You're not supposed to hate it, but Cosmic says that he hates it because it makes you feel like you have to have a linear progression through life. Like when you hit 23, you have to be better than you were at 22 and 24.
Yeah,
and realistically, life is like you're up and down. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like I was better when I was like 23 than I was at 25, for example. You know what I mean? In terms of like my production of like how much I was doing at 23.
If people really wanted to... 16. If people wanted to extend the metaphor to something that was like applicable, different classes' stats look different at different levels, or even at the same level.
Ooh.
True.
A cleric
some
at
of them
level
have
25. True.
Like the white man class. You get a lot of perks in that one. It's pretty cool. Wish I had
I think
some
that's
of
just a
those.
lot of those. Well, I was going to say, I feel like that's just a lot of the other classes getting undeserved debuffs, to be honest.
Why not both?
That's fair. Yeah. That's also fair.
Wow.
You're doing a
What
really
is
good
this?
job at this. I just wanted to
See,
say.
this is the problem.
nodding? Like,
Well,
what are you doing?
when I'm trying not to laugh, I have to do something else. This is the reason, by the way, that like I would be a terrible like streamer or like a YouTuber of like the traditional sense, because I would do a try not to laugh challenge, and the whole point of a try not to laugh challenge is to laugh, right? Like if you're watching a try not to laugh challenge and you're watching someone like react to it, you want them to laugh, you want them to fail, and here's the thing is that I would be terrible at that, because whenever I don't want to laugh, I just won't laugh because I'm a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, you're really good at suppressing your emotions. It's like
Yeah, I'm like really good at burying my emotions deep down in a bottle and never letting them out ever. It's like
Shout outs to the Titanic.
Yeah, it's a
That's
really
so
good.
cool.
It's a really good like. I have like such a good range of like emotional control until it breaks down, and then I like start sobbing and stuff, and then like I need to like listen to ASMR for like 4 hours straight to like reset. You
Dude,
know?
this is a really serious episode right now.
Yeah,
It is.
you're welcome.
do we want to talk about foreskin again, just to like bring the balance back? Or?
I thought you were going to say Fortnite, but like, I guess
I thought that's what you were
I
going to
guess-
say too. But
I guess Fortnite.
Fortnite, foreskin, what's the difference?
Guys, have you
True,
seen the Fortnite
honestly.
mustard emote that Cole was trying to talk about last episode when fucking Jax was talking about stupid fucking airline?
Dude,
like,
this-
you remember that?
Dude, that shit was funny as fuck.
damn,
That shit
I mean,
was
dude,
so
mustard?
fucking funny.
mustard's good. Fuck ketchup though,
Nah,
for real.
reverse that. Excuse me.
Mustard is great. Dude. Mustard is great, dude.
All
Scratch
sauces
that.
are bad.
Reverse it.
I'm gonna double down. All
I
sauces
had-
are trash.
Yeah, no, I know your opinion,
Yeah.
but
No,
this
I
is
had-
this is
ridiculous.
this is a sauce
I had-
enthusiast safe space.
No,
I
it's
had
not.
but-
I'm here.
jalapeno
Nothing's safe
mustard
when I'm around.
earlier.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
I thought it was
sheesh.
safer than abstinence around
Including
here.
Yeah,
but
I
it's
really
not.
brought the
Okay.
conversation.
I'm much more of a ketchup head. Mustard is stupid and bad and tastes awful. At least yellow mustard. I don't really know about
I
the other
like-
flavors of mustard, but
I had
feel like you'd
jalapeno
like honey
mustard
mustard.
earlier, and jalapeno
I actually
mustard
don't really
was
like
good.
it. But it doesn't offend me as much as yellow mustard does.
That's fair.
that
Do
make
you
sense?
like? Do you
It's
like the
probably because-
spicy brown mustard? Or
No, I can't. I
No,
can
that
barely
seems-
handle.
that
I like
seems
I
spicy
can
brown
barely
lemon,
handle the
yeah.
black pepper corn grinder on my kitchen counter. That's about as far as I can go. Man.
What the?
I can, dude. I
What?
can't.
Well, not the
I can't
peppercorn.
tolerate flavor. I can't tolerate texture. I probably have an eating disorder of
You
some
can't
kind.
tolerate like life in general.
That is
Wait,
also
do you
true.
like? Do you like any? I'm not talking about spicy,
Dude,
like hot.
Jax,
I'm
you
talking
would
about
have
like, do you just like
fucking
spices?
died, bro. So I met up with
I like
Ryan and Theory of
paprika on some
Twitch.tv/Ryan
things,
and
but,
Theory,
like,
and he took me
rarely.
to this
Oh, yeah, you had a
Chinese
sick
place that was
weekend.
like omega spicy, and you would have just fucking, you would have perished on the spot.
That sounds awesome.
Like it was so spicy. Like I was eating it and I was like fucking sweating at the table, and I was just like, and I just grunted
That's
it and
hot.
bare it. It was hot. Yeah,
I don't think. I
it was
don't
like
think you
Zendaya
should
levels
be
of
in.
spice.
I don't think you should be like in pain or duress when you're eating food. Like
Okay,
food is
it
supposed to be a
wasn't
joyous
painful.
occasion.
Yeah, it was like the maximum spice that you can get before it's like painful and it's like cringe. Like it was still good. You know what I mean? I agree that like
Yeah,
whenever
because
it's like
it's like-
painful,
Yeah.
it's like why am I eating this? You know what I mean?
Like, what am I doing here?
But like
yeah,
if I'm
exactly.
sweating, you know what I mean? I have a little bit of the sniffles, but it tastes really good. It's all good.
It's really weird too because I can't tolerate spice at all, but I can tolerate mint, like the really fucking sharp ass like mint, like a motherfucker. And it's like,
have you ever seen that video of the guy where he's like, he like swishes a bunch of mouthwash and then he has like toothpaste and then he drinks like a bunch of Sprite and then he puts those like Listerine strips on and then have you ever seen that video? Dude, it's the
Why?
craziest thing.
Jesus,
because people are fucking idiots on the internet. It's great.
Yeah, and they're
True.
all in your comment section.
and we're back, full
Also
circle.
true. Oh man, yeah, the full circle moment.
It's the
The
circle of shit.
circle of life.
If your shit
hell
is
yeah.
circle shaped, that's actually really impressive. Like
That is
imagine if
kinda
you could just
impressive.
shit like a perfect sphere. That would
Mine
be so
actually
cool.
is like mine is a double
Oh,
helix.
dude, I thought
Double
you were
helix
saying.
is crazy. Bro,
No,
shit
Jax.
in
It's
braids, that's
It's
crazy.
the Blue Cross Blue Shield logo, bro. I'm the fucking like snake.
I thought you meant like
My shit
you
gives
shit.
life.
I thought you were saying you shit out like a whole ring. Like it just ended up laying down in a whole ring. But anyway.
Oh wow.
What are we talking
That's
about
like
on this
prophecy.
podcast?
True. So
Dude,
anyway.
there's sometimes I look back in the toilet and it scares me.
All right, we're done now.
Guys, I went to my first Melee tournament on this
Yeah, I forgot to ask about that.
W Gang tipped off.
How was that?
How bad did it smell?
17? Not bad at all. Yeah.
Oh,
Also,
nice.
guys, I'm
The
so sorry I
stereotypes are
sinned.
beaten.
I told these guys, but I just want to come clean. I did come clean to the tournament. I took a shower beforehand, and it was truly a tragedy. And I know that I shouldn't have done that. And I just
Shameful.
wanted to apologize here live on the podcast.
Ostracizing yourself before you even got to the tournament.
Yeah, I'm just a fake smasher. You know, I just love taking
Yeah.
showers. It's really cringe of me. I should stop. But
Did you
anyway,
just
I
go
went
to watch or did you enter?
No, I just went to watch because I only went on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I drove down on Sunday for top 32, and like I knew this in my head that like tournaments were like this because like and you talk to any person that has ever been to a fighting game place like Delaware, Cosmic, the whole state, you know that like the players are just there on the floor and they like walk around
Yep.
and shit because they have to
Yep.
get places and play. And it was still like kind of crazy to me because I remember I walked in and Salt was fighting Aklo. Like you literally like basically like the venue is like a circle. And in order to get to the venue, you like walk up these stairs and then you come in. And then as soon as you come into the main room, there are like 3 setups right in front of you. And those are like the restream setups, right? And so like so for Melee tournaments, commonly they'll have one main stream on the stage and then they'll have 3 other like side streams. So like if you ever watch a top 64 or a top 32, there's 4 matches being played on the streams, and so like they'll have like a quad cast essentially. And so I walk in and then just fucking Salt and Aklo are just sitting there playing their set, and I just like walk up behind them and I'm just watching their set, and I'm like, dude, they're like fucking like 5 feet from me. Like this is like crazy.
Yeah, dude.
Because like I've been following Melee for years, like a very, very long time. And so like I know every single soul that plays the game pretty much because I'm pretty deep in the weeds. And so it was just kind of like fucking insane to be like, oh, that's Salt and Aklo. Didn't talk to them because I'm not doing that shit. But it was pretty like interesting to like, because like I don't know, whenever you see people like online, like you don't really think that they're like real. Like it doesn't like connect a lot of the times, at least for me.
Seeing them in 3D is something else.
Sure, yeah, we could put it like that. That's a really cringe way of putting it, but I'm not going to put it like that. But
Look, man, it's got to happen.
But it was pretty crazy. I saw my goat Mango. He was like fucking 5 to 10 feet away from me. Yeah, I was screaming Mango. Hey, you best believe
crazy.
that game 5 Mango Magi. That was a banger set, by the way. Dude, the whole tournament was so fucking good. By the way,
That was one of the best sets of the tournament.
yeah, for sure. Dude, I was going ape mode in the back, bro. I was Mango. Dude, I will say that like seeing Mango win a game 5 live in person when like everyone wants him to win and he wins like a nail biter, that's like top 10 feelings ever, I think. You know?
Yeah.
Damn.
Tournaments are sick, dude. In person.
It was so gas. Also, I guess I'll wrap this up a little bit, but like
You're good.
I also got to see fucking Magi in person, which was like fucking dope too, because I love Magi, and I just like, I forget who she was fighting. It wasn't Triff, because Triff was playing Kadoran, but like Triff was playing Kadoran, Magi was playing someone else for top 8. Oh, it was Magi Aklo for top 8 on the side stream.
Yeah.
So everyone was crowded around Magi Aklo for top 8, because like Triff and Kadoran were playing. Let's be real, we're not watching that shit. And then Mango was fighting SDJ for top 8, but like everyone was locked in on Magi Aklo. I don't know why they didn't have them on the main stage. They had, I think, Laud and Sunsei for main stage for top 8, which I found interesting. When I'm like,
I was really devastated
it's Magi
since they didn't take
Aklo.
that
It's a
set.
classic. Like, you got a main stage of that. But anyway, they were just sitting there, and I was just like, I'm here. And then Magi won. Woo, Magi!
Yeah.
It's great. And then like the venue also itself was really sick. It was like this circle, and it was like in the fucking Atlanta Zoo. Just like
Yeah.
in the zoo, which was like actually
Wow.
like kind of
Wait,
sick.
what? That's,
Yeah.
that is
That's
crazy
kinda
cool.
dope. Yeah.
It's like a
That's
hall
kinda
like in the
dope,
zoo. So
yeah.
like there's like a place where you could like look out and you could like see like
animal.
zoo people. Yeah, I forget what animal it was, but I'll just put a picture, I guess. But like someone on Twitter like posted it, and there was like literally just an animal out on like the overlook that was like in the video, because you could just overlook into the zoo and you could like actually see stuff. It was pretty
The giraffe
sick.
just
That's-
pulls up and watches Melee.
That's
with you
kind of
guys?
dope.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, whatever they have.
That's
fucking
so
insane.
sick. So did you like meet anybody that like, obviously I saw you got a picture with Cody Schwab, but like,
Yeah. Well,
did you like?
Here's the thing: is that like I've talked. Here's the thing. I'm gonna have a voice crack. Here's the thing that I've talked about this before, but like I don't have much to say to people. Like I don't like. I don't know. I just kind of feel weird because I'm like, I don't really have anything to say to you, and you don't know me, but I know you. It's just a very weird dichotomy. I mean, I don't know them, but like, you know, I'm parasocial.
Yeah.
I know them. I'm like the people in
Oh,
closed
I meant-
DMs.
I
I know
more
him.
so-
But
Yeah. I was saying I mostly meant in the sense
He's
of
trying
like,
not
you know,
to
just
laugh right now.
just like regular old people. Like, did you talk to anybody or just have
no, I'm
conversations?
antisocial.
with
I don't do that shit. No.
Oh, okay. You know, fair enough.
I sat in the back. Well, because also I don't really know the vibe of. I've never been to a fighting game tournament, so like I don't know like the
Yeah.
vibe. I don't know like talking to people. But I think the funniest thing to me though was every Cody set. Now I don't know if you all know this on the podcast, but Cody is my second favorite player, right after Mango, as it should be, because Mango's the GOAT. But when I tell you that I was one of 3 niggas in that room cheering for Cody, I was one of 3 people in that room cheering for Cody. Like it was
Oh, I believe it.
insane. Like, cause like everyone would like, whenever like the person that you wanted to take a stock would take a stock, everyone would clap. They'd be like, yeah, fucking good job. You got the stock. And so like, I remember it was, I think it was Cody Crudo and Cody Zane and like the first set of Cody Zane, where like Cody would take a stock, I would be clapping, silence all around me. I was like definitely ISO'd, and then other person would take a
Wow.
stock, and it was just like mini claps, and so I felt like ostracized, but I'm like, I'm gonna cheer for my man, you know, like I'm here, I'm
Wait,
cheering for him.
I wonder how that affects the player mentally at some point.
Well,
like I'm sure
here's
that
the
they
thing,
like
Cody
they played for
loves
so
it.
long that it,
Cody loves when people
Okay.
cheer against him, and when they don't cheer for him, like he gets more angry and he gets more powered up. Which is why I was just like, man, do I cheer too loud? Like, what if I don't cheer? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I don't cheer too loud, then he'll get the power up because he'll think everyone in this room hates him. You know what I mean? And so I was like, I cheered anyway because I don't give a fuck. Because I'm at a sporting event. You know, I'm there to cheer Melee, dude. By the way, this is one of the craziest grand finals. Like, I would say ever. Like, it's up there. Like, I don't know if you watched it, Jax, but if you haven't,
I didn't watch it. No.
dude, it might be the best Cody Zane set ever, period.
Really?
Yes it was
That's saying a lot.
insane. It was insane. It's definitely up there. It's definitely top 3, like 100%. Like, dude, I was panicking. I was just sitting in there. I was like,
Because Cody won the tournament, right?
oh yeah, he did, baby. The champ won it, dude. I went ballistic, dude. When he won that shit, I was jumping up and yeah, fuck yeah, let's fucking go. I was up. Like how I jump at concerts, I was jumping higher than that shit because I don't have to jump on a rhythm, you know what I mean? So I was just I was up in this fucking sky, bro. And everyone was just so upset because everyone wanted to Zayn to win. And I'm like, nah, bro. I think that's Cody's 3rd tournament win in a row right now. He's on a fucking... He's owning everyone right now. It is...
It's he's making a good case for number 1 right now.
Dude, he is, man. I need another Cody number 1, dude. Cody Zayn, it's like my favorite. Like, this is like the best rivalry, like, since like... Honestly... Mango Armada, I would say.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Because I would say Mango Zane, but Mango Zane only lasted for a short while, and let's be honest, Zane kind of won. But it was really cool when Mango won those couple sets, and he did win Summon 11, which mattered a lot more because he got like $100,000. So
Yeah.
Zane didn't win the important one, but
And that was also maybe one of the greatest Melee sets of all time.
yeah, but that was like spaghetti Melee. The reason that I say this set was really good is because it wasn't spaghetti melee. Like it was.
Oh, it was just like
it was just good
like
melee. Like it was good type melee. Like I mean, there was a little spaghetti, but there's always spaghetti in tournament. But like it wasn't like Summit 11. For those that don't know, it was the first tournament back from COVID, and so there was like an enormous prize pot, and then. Basically in grands, when we say spaghetti melee, we mean that they're dropping like basic combos that people like normally make, which spaghetti melee is really hype because when people are messing up, that means they're nervous and they care a lot. And you're like, that's hype. But like whenever it's like a really tight match and both players are playing so well, when you're like a melee head, you like love it. I think if you're a fighting game player in general, if you're like watching two fighting game players play really well, and there's like not too much spaghetti and it's just beautiful like fighting game, you just like love it when you're a nerd. And so that's just how Grands was. And dude, I don't know, every Cody Zane set I get amped for. I don't miss a Cody Zane set. I'll miss some sets every now and again, but if Cody and Zane are playing, I'm booting up the stream or I'm watching it back on YouTube like later because it's so good. Dude, that Grands was lit. Anyway. Oh, and then I met up with, hey, it's me, Ryan in Theory of twitch.tv/Ryan in Theory afterwards as well, which is fucking lit.
Okay, so he wasn't there.
No.
Okay.
No, but he said to me that he might be interested in going next year because like spectator passes were only like $50, so we might end up going together next year. I don't know. We'll see.
That'd be cool. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cute. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah.
I love going down to Atlanta, man.
Oh, yeah.
Atlanta's cool.
Yeah. Just going to in-person shit like that for something that like you kind of like care about in that regard is just like something else. You know, I think it's kind of the same way where you get to go to like a speedrunning event for the first time if you're a speedrunner, where it's just like, whoa, it's like it hits different. Like, especially that first time that you go.
It's definitely like I definitely feel like I wish that I got there like sooner because I left like a little late because I'll just be honest, I'm lazy. And so like I got there like well into top 32. Like I think Salt Aklo was like decently far into top 32 because I got there pretty late. And I wish that I was actually there for like longer to like soak in the vibe more. So I think like next year when I go, I think I'm gonna actually try to go for both days because I think the cool thing about Tip Top is that since it's a melee only event, which is sick because most Smash events are ultimate and melee, which like I don't really give a fuck about ultimate. You know what I mean? It's just.
What about Brawl?
The game's dead. They
don't run Brawl tournaments. Really.
They don't run any. Yeah. So it basically like goes like they run. They have 64 tournaments. They have melee tournaments, and then from Brawl on, they just whatever the newest game was, it was the current one. So Brawl was the current one, and then when Smash 4 came out, Brawl died. Smash 4 went. When Smash 4 died, Ultimate went right, and they baton pass.
Wow.
But
for legacy games like that, they usually run them at Supernova or what was
SmashCon. Which because it's SmashCon, it's the celebration of all of Smash. But I'm not really interested in any of the other Smash games, and so since this is a melee only tournament, like A, it's just sick, and then B, it's a 2-day event, which means that realistically, I could go to work on Saturday, drive down, just see the tournament, like fuck around, you know what I mean, and then like get a hotel room for one night. Do Sunday, and then like the tournament's over by like 8 or 9, so I can just drive home and it's like 1 a.m. You know what I mean? Like
it's like perfect.
Yeah, it's those sort of plans where I would love to have like a van so you could just sleep in there instead of like getting like a room or going back to wherever you were. You know?
Yeah,
that'd be sick. I think van life would be so fun for like moments just like that. I would never make that my permanent domicile, but.
Bro said
you did it for like a year, right?
Fucking twerp.
Fuck you. I'm trying to expand my vocabulary. Is that such a bad thing?
He's biting Cosmic shit. That's what he's doing, bro. Can't believe this shit.
Oh.
And you know what else I can't believe? I can't believe that you guys are not subscribed to the podcast. Like, what are you doing?
That's what I'm saying.
Subscribe right now. And also, like, while you're down there, hit the like button. And then, you know, below the like button, leave a comment about if you have a hole or not, because I asked you that earlier in the episode. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But I did.
I sure hope you
should.
do.
You should have answered it back then, but if you didn't, you got to answer it now.
Yeah,
anyway, do we have anything to shout out? Wait, I have something to shout out.
What?
Tomorrow on the 14th. 14th is that Saturday? Yeah,
yes.
tomorrow on the 14th, Limey is doing a fundraising stream because he is moving across the country, and so they are doing a fundraising to help it move across the country.
Yeah,
and
it's
she
a raid train.
is trying to. Does anyone get it picking up on my joke?
Yeah,
Cool.
I got it.
She has any pronouns, so I'm just using all of
Limey,
them like a fucking
Limey uses
Rolodex.
any pronouns.
It's good.
Yep.
I've been cooking up
The
that joke for
50-50.
like a full 2 days. I just wanted to let everyone know. No, I've been cooking it.
Damn.
But yeah, regardless, you should support that because Limey is cool as fuck. Friend of the podcast was on the podcast, so you all know him. You all love
Yep.
it.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So go support that for real. Our very own Jaxler is running in that event. He's running some Neopets.
Yes, sir.
Okay, he's running some Neopets.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing all bosses specifically with a
Sick.
donation incentive to show off a glitch exhibition. So if you haven't seen that before,
Glitch Exposition is sick.
yeah, it's really funny.
It's fire.
But yeah, that was actually gonna be my shout out. And then
Yeah, I figured it was, but I stole your thunder because I like stealing from white men with diabetes
yeah,
specifically.
just like OKC.
I like stealing from the disabled. I got there eventually. That was supposed to be a better delivery.
It took us a second.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Anyway, but support that tomorrow.
was-
It's an all day event. It's like a GDQ. I think it starts at 1 p.m. Eastern and it just goes until
Yes.
whenever it goes. So
Like 5
3 a.m. or something like that.
stupid.
Yeah. So it's an all day thing. So if you have spare hour, you spare $5, go drop it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Help my homie get the not
A better,
best-
yeah, a better living situation. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
I am currently looking up what is let me see here. So, well, first of all, I'm streaming more because I'm actually doing like runs of the bouncer pretty consistently. I almost have the sweep for any percent across all the characters.
Damn.
I just need
goat.
I just need one more character in order to do that, which hopefully I will. I mean, maybe I'll get that done the day before this comes out. We'll see. But tonight when this comes out, I think it's around 9:30 or so. Power Up with Pride should be going on. And I will be doing commentary for Asuka 424's run of Coup from the Bouncer. So it'll be Dynamite Dan and I. Dynamite Dan and I will be doing commentary for that, so it'll be a cool time. Let me see here. I'm like still trying to fucking figure out where the hell. I mean, maybe, but like,
Also,
yeah,
I want to shout out
I don't remember.
the developer of Lunistis for coming out
Oh
as
yeah,
trans.
true. Lisa Poggers.
Oh, hell yeah,
Let's go,
that's
Lisa.
pretty pog.
Not to be confused with Lisa
Hell
Ann.
yeah.
Yeah, hopefully this means that she continues working on the game now that she's got that figured out.
I was gonna say also. I mean, not to be confused with
That's
Lisa
horrible.
from JoJo's.
That's a horrible
but,
joke. I'm sorry.
But man,
But it was
it's all
funny.
right.
Water, man.
It'll be all right.
What the fuck?
think
It'll
Nestani
be
liked that joke.
okay.
Well, I can't laugh.
Well, I mean, you
so-
can't tell.
that's
You
right,
can't tell
that's
if he
right,
likes
that's
it or
right.
not. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
No,
very
absolutely
serious.
not.
Yeah.
Definitely not. I think that's it for me though. I'm not really sure what's next after I'm done preparing for SGDQ with the bouncer. So I'm trying to I'm trying to figure that out.
When is SGDQ
so.
again?
Tomorrow.
It's like
July
So it's like in a month. About.
yeah, it's
Yes.
like
Okay.
3 weeks, I guess. Yeah, 3 weeks and some change.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
rapidly approaching. How about you, Cole? What you got going on?
I'm
Suffering.
just streaming when I can. The
He's jumping
Nuzlocke
into pits.
and hating myself. I got furthest today, 63% of the way. So there
Hell
we go.
yes, brother.
Out of 100. I don't know.
Hell yeah,
that's it.
brother.
That's all I got. Get the fuck out
I
of here.
believe in
Yeah,
you.
get out of here.
All right. Bye.